Welcome to the Destiny Keys, Life Purpose Astrology with Ahimsa Grace, astrology teacher and spiritual space holder. We look at the stars and we know things.
So, welcome to the Destiny Keys podcast. So, today I have with me the incredible Samantha Shiers, also known as Sammy. So, Sammy is the creator of Inner Bloom Women's Healing and Wellbeing Academy. Inner Bloom has over 100 hours of tools from female coaches and healers to help women around the world do their inner work and transform their lives from the inside out. This is literally the one-stop shop for women's transformations, and it's so incredible. So, welcome, Sammy. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited, especially as you've done some stuff for us within the Academy. So I am honored to be on your podcast because you are incredible and so insightful, and you literally have us all mesmerized by your knowledge.
I love it. I love doing the lives. I love doing the Inner Bloom lives. They're so much fun because I can interact with everybody, and yeah, it's amazing. And I've been so excited to do this reading with you. You've been on my list since before I started doing the podcast. You've been on my list because your story is incredible. You went through a difficult time personally, and you used it as fuel for your fire and created In Bloom. And In Bloom is something that the world needed so desperately. Do you want to tell us a little bit about In Bloom and a little bit about your story and how you created it?
Yeah, so I mean, how deep do we go? I'll try and keep it surface level. But it came about from completely losing myself. Completely lost myself as a result of being in a really terrible narcissistic relationship. And most people, most women will know, and they've been in situations like that you completely lose who you are, and you pretend to be someone um, to appease someone else. And so when that relationship fell apart, I had to literally go on this journey of finding myself. And as anyone will know, on this journey of self-development, it's not you, it's not a one size fits all, is it? It's literally unlearning layers and layers of BS, absorbing new information that you actually resonate with and that is actually for you, and then trying to make something work. It's like this big jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Like chucking pieces out, bringing new pieces in. And so I started my journey exploring loads of different things. I tried so much, literally, you name it, I tried it. I literally tried everything. And as a result of going on this journey, sometimes I felt more lost. And I was like, sometimes you think you're getting somewhere, and then before you know it, you're back even deeper than you were before. Especially through my journey, like when that relationship ended, I literally was at my lowest of lows. Well, I thought I was, until a couple of months later, I got a call saying that my ex-partner, had committed suicide. So I thought I couldn't go any lower than I was, and then I did. And so it had been from that place. It's been years of trying to find myself, and I thought I found myself, and then it changed again, and then I thought I found myself, and then it changed again. I say it's like a Russian doll. You literally think you're this doll, let's say, and then you're like, no. And I'm Scorpio, so I'm like, burn it to the ground. Burn the doll, let's start again. And so all of these things that I tried and tested along the way, I recognized that there's not a one size fits all, and that it's about taking what you need and leaving the rest, using your own discernment, finding what works for you, and not taking on other people's truths as your truths. And so with that in mind, I was like, well, I've spent tens and tens of thousands of my own self-development. Like, I don't want people to have to do the same. And sometimes I felt like I spent all of that money and felt more lost. And so my background is in buying. I'm very good at identifying gaps in the market. I'm very good at identifying trends. And out of nowhere, this just divine idea as a result of everything that I've been through. And I was like, why doesn't this exist? Why doesn't this thing exist where you can just go into a place and try all these different things? And then if something works for you, dive deeper into that modality or with that coach outside of the academy. And so literally In a Bloom is like a try before you buy. Like come in, try all of these different things, a small fee because we want this to be accessible to everyone, and dive deeper outside in your own time and in your own way.
Wow. That's incredible. That story is more incredible than I knew it was. You're so right when it comes to healing. Like it is like a Russian doll. You do one bit and you think, okay, I've got it. And then you don't. Or you have a healing crisis and you go backwards and you're like, because you don't know what a healing crisis is, you think you've gone backwards when you haven't. And you know, it's a very, very different experience for every person, and what an incredible thing to create where people can, like you say, try before you buy. They can try something and say that didn't work for me, but that's okay because it was all included in my In Bloom. And then, oh my god, this does work with me, I have to work with this coach, this is a key to my healing. It's incredible. So huge well done for making that, Sammy.
Thank you. It's been a journey, but it's I'm starting to reap the rewards of it now. But again, I feel like I've hit milestones in my business as things have fallen away or I've burnt them to the ground. When things have blown up in my personal life, my business life has bloomed. And so it's just been a wild ride.
Highs and lows at the same time. My goodness. So one thing that you said there, you said that you have a Scorpio sun, is that right?
Scorpio rising.
Scorpio. Oh, you've got Scorpio rising. Okay. So this is Sammy's chart. And you can see here that her ascendant is Scorpio. So that's like your soul personality. That's who you essentially are. And it's the same for anyone with their ascendant. So wherever Scorpio is in our chart shows us where we are very investigative. We're like a dog with a bone. When we decide that we're going to learn something, we're going to go in deep. And if we decide we're going to heal, like we're going to go really, really deep. Whenever my clients have got a strong Scorpio placement, I have to say to them that we don't have to go too deep. You don't have to uncover everything. You don't have to see all the shadow because it can be overwhelming. And then no, I want to go in. I want to go deep. See it, heal it, and then integrate, and then see if you need to go back. Maybe you don't need to. So yeah, it's a lovely sign that really wants to know everything, and I love it. I love Scorpio. So yeah, that was a massive part of your journey, was the Scorpio in you. I'm just thinking about other parts of your chart, like you said that you were in a narcissistic relationship. That's hard. That's a hard thing to navigate, and so many women do as well.
Yeah, and it was not just emotional abuse, physical abuse, but that Scorpio in me, I didn't. It's so bizarre because not once was I like. It's almost like I enjoyed the suffering and the pain because I was like, what is this trying to, how much can I handle? It's bizarre.
This, I was, as soon as I looked at your chart, because I've seen your chart a few times, but today the thing that jumped out at me was the fact that you've got Pluto in the 12th house in Scorpio. So Pluto is where we struggle a lot. And when you learn the lesson of the sign that Pluto is in, this is the same for everybody, you have a fantastic transformation in your life. And poor you, it's in the 12th house, the house of secrets. So this means there is some really heavy Scorpio stuff that you do that you're completely, previously perhaps now, completely unaware of. and it's your undoing. They can call this the house of the undoing, the house of secrets. So the fact that, go on, it's okay, you were going to jump in.
Do you know what? I actually believe that I manifested that relationship because I had been unfaithful in a previous relationship. And so I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know if you can tell me more about that. But I literally was like, this is my doing the whole time. This was my doing. I deserve this. This is teaching me a lesson.
Yes, I think possibly that you will have felt that way, whether you did or not, I can't
Yeah.
say. But with Pluto in Scorpio, it can be that because I have any of the low road traits, the unhealed traits of Scorpio, it makes me a bad person. So the low road traits of Scorpio are secretive, they are manipulative, they are controlling. It's even sort of when it comes to sex, you know, people might want to be a bit more experimentational. I can't get the word experiment in the bedroom. And you may, or they may, hide that either from themselves and pretend that they didn't do it, or hide that from other people and feel like a deep shame. And when you embrace the Scorpio, which is not embracing being manipulative and sneaky, but embracing the being in your power, in control, owning your sexuality, your your Scorpio Pluto becomes very, very powerful. And it's the house of secrets, which means there could be sort of mental health difficulties there that suddenly become a superpower. Because, you know, I don't know if that resonates with you at all, but perhaps there was some sort of self-punishment in there, some self-flagellation. And now you're actually in control and in your power and confident in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, honestly, it was like, do you know what's really funny is up until a couple of weeks, months ago, I used to refer to myself as we constantly. I would talk as we, and now I've started saying I. But I think I said we because genuinely I felt like I had a split personality. It was that real dark side, and it was dark, and I had been battling that for so long. And the last couple of months, I really feel like I've broken away from that, and I'm in control now. I'm like, no, and I can separate myself from it, and it's getting quieter and quieter and quieter.
Okay, so that was that. That was the mental health that you wouldn't have even noticed, and now it's sort of faded away because you are now fully embodying and integrating in yourself. Wow, that's amazing. Well done. Well done. Now I see a line here. It's a red line that's going from your Pluto to your Mercury. So that means that this Pluto placement can make it difficult for you to communicate with other people. And now you're in your power, you're finding it easier. Does that resonate with you as well?
Yeah, for trying to build a business, I found it really difficult. Like a visionary, I can see it so clearly, but to try and express it to people, I've really struggled. I've really struggled. And I tell you what, like my previous partner, um, I don't know if you follow human sign, but he's a projector. He really helped me with my community. He's actually the opposite of my chart, which is funny enough. So actually, from your perspective, he is the complete opposite of my chart. So he helped me be able to communicate better because I would communicate through anger, through frustration, very red, very direct. And I have learned to soften my language, to really think about what I'm saying before I say it, to express it in a way that I think the people that are listening will understand rather than from the way I want to say it.
Perfect. Perfect. So your Mercury is in Aquarius. So for anyone listening, wherever your Aquarius is you can be kind of emotionally closed and not be able to take into consideration other people's emotions. You know, let's get this done, sort of way of navigating things. And Aquarius in its high road is so humanitarian, is so caring about other people, who wants people to feel understood, that wants to be understood itself. So you've gone from the low road into the high road with that Mercury, and that will have helped your Pluto transformation as well. So it's not a surprise to me that you're going through the Pluto transformation in the midst of blooming as it has, because that literally happened overnight. All of a sudden, everyone was like, "You've got to be in bloom. It's amazing!" So
That was wild.
that's fascinating. I love that. And where else am I pulled to in your chart? I'm pulled in two different places. I can see that there's a really big, oh, no, it's not really big because Neptune isn't in it, but you've got a lovely stellium here in Capricorn. So Capricorn is our energy of business, of making money, of leaving a legacy, of doing big things. And that's where you've got the most planets in your chart. So that's a main area of focus. But you do have your Saturn in there. So Saturn is a life lesson. When we haven't learned our Saturn lesson, we can struggle with the sign. And then when we have learned our Saturn lesson, and Saturn lesson is the most important thing that any of us need to know. Like, this is the most important thing. When you learn your Saturn lesson, it becomes your superpower. So you have been an overworker, I can see. Perhaps there was a feeling of being fixated with money or not being worthy of money, one or the other with Saturn. Yeah, both. Okay. And that's like a self-worth thing. This is the house of self-worth and money. So overworking, workaholic, emotionally closed, all of that really difficult stuff comes with that Saturn placement. And when you master it or start to master it, the lessons get easier. And that is that you are in control. Again, it's sort of both Capricorn and Scorpio can be controlling until they're healed, and then they're in control. Someone who will work hard but not overwork, someone who is emotionally strong but not emotionally closed. Where do you feel like you are in that journey?
Oh my goodness. Do you know what? Just recently, actually, and I've always been, like you just said, overworked, doing. The last 2 weeks, I have literally put my foot off the pedal. And I am literally even like, I'm literally just wanting to slow down, which isn't me at all. Or it is, but it's not who I have been. And I feel like everyone around me is rushing. I'm like, slow down. That's not me. Normally, it's amazing to feel. I feel like I'm stepping into being rather than doing.
That's so nice. Well done. Well done, you. That's huge. That's huge for your Saturn lesson. And you will be able to make money more easily. You'll be able to get more work done, and you'll be happier and more relaxed.
Do you know what's funny? You've just made me become so aware of something. Is that the reason my last relationship fell apart was because I was working so much, and it's so funny because the other day I was thinking I'm so relaxed now and not working so much. If I had been like this in my relationship would still be. And so again, thank you for highlighting the lesson again. It's like, actually, you have to find balance in it all. You have to find balance, because when you overgive on something, something else is going to drop.
Exactly, exactly. And you wouldn't necessarily still be together. We never know. But yeah, if that was the main part of it, then yeah, absolutely. Something could have turned out differently there. But you've got your Mars in Capricorn as well. So Mars is how we get stuff done. Wherever it is in your chart is how you do things. My Mars is in Capricorn as well. The way I do stuff is I work really hard. Capricorn is the mountain goat. So I'm climbing the mountain and I don't stop till I get to the top. And that's just the way I am. I go and I go and I go and I go. And I can literally move mountains because this is the energy of it. And you're the same, and you'll be able to do that without overworking now. Boom.
Well, hang on. I hope so. I hope so, because I'm being more intentional of what I'm doing. But I always say I'm a bit more like the Tasmanian devil. I come in and I'm like, and things get done. Well, I kind of cause chaos, but then after the chaos, it all then comes back into place perfectly. Well, perfectly. But I wanted to say, actually, it's so funny that there's legacy in my chart, because out of nowhere, I've always said I'm here to build a legacy. I'm here to build a legacy, not knowing why. So yeah, again, thanks for bringing that up as well.
Yeah, that's your stellium. That's your stellium in Capricorn. You are here to leave a legacy. You've got 4 planets in Capricorn. It's the busiest part of your chart, and it's in the house of money and wealth. You're here to like literally leave a monetary legacy and a business legacy. Absolutely, yes, you definitely are. And that Saturn lesson is huge, absolutely huge for that part of your story. And then the other thing that's drawing my attention in your chart, which may explain the self-care stuff you were talking about, is you have an aspect we call quincunx. It's kind of rare. You don't get them in many charts, and it's the green dashed line going from your moon down to your Venus and your Jupiter. So quincunx mean that these two energies don't get on. So you work to make sure you're in the high road of both the energies, and then they won't pull each other down so much. So we've got your moon in Virgo. So the moon is how you nurture yourself and others, how your mother nurtured you as well. It's in the sign of the nitpicker and nag. Um, I can see you nodding. Yeah. So Virgo in the low road is a worrier, someone who thinks things should be this way. It should be like this. I should be like that. You should be doing this. And it can be really difficult aspect to have. And when we're in the high road of Virgo, you're in your healer energy. You're in your witchy healer, where you're the person that people want in a crisis, because you're going to roll your sleeves up. You're going to make sure everyone's got what they need. You're going to get everything organized, and you're going to put bandages on the wound, or clear up the sick, or organize the office. Like, you're really, really practical and useful. So do you find that you are aware of that low road of Virgo? And I'm expect that you're very organized anyway. I can kind of tell from how you are with your business.
Well, it's funny because when I in my like corporate days, I was very much that. Like, I would just get stuff done, and everyone would be like, "Whoa, like, how did you get that done so quickly?" And I'd be really good at organizing stuff. With my own business, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I am as organized as I know I can be, but that's because I'm trying to step off of perfectionism and trying to be perfect with it and allow more flow into my business rather than the masculinity. Because I was aware of that Virgo perfectionism, and even in my relationships, like I've had it reflected back to me many times. Oh, you're looking for perfect, and I'm like, yeah, and and so and the nagging, that I resonate with that. I resonate with that a lot, and as I've become more aware of that, I've managed to, I guess, change my ways.
Yes, and it's so liberating when we do. Because Virgo is wonderful, and it's in your house of work, it's in your 10th house, it's in your house of career. So you've stepped out of should and into this more flowy energy, which is exactly what you're supposed to do because of your life purpose that we'll touch on in a little while. So then you've got this green line that goes down to your Venus and Jupiter. They're conjunct. So we'll call them Venusita because they're like the same. They're so close. So Venus is what we want in life and how we love. And Jupiter expands the energy of wherever it is. So it's expanding that Venus, it's expanding that love energy. And it makes me understand why you clearly know what you want, like you must to have that placement. And what you want, because it's in Aries. So Aries is the area of our chart where we are driven, we are passionate, and that's what you want. You want excitement. You want to drive forward in a really passionate, exciting, powerful way. And that didn't work so well with the moon in Virgo, because the moon in Virgo said, well, it should be like this and it should be like that. And they aren't doing this properly, so I'm going to nag them. And so you had this really clear idea of what you wanted, but you weren't able to drive forward with it because it had to be perfect. Whereas now you're embracing more of the flow energy and allowing it to flow forward. You're still passionate, you're still excited, you're still driven, but you're not pushing so hard now.
Yeah, I'm not, it's funny, I'm not focused on the how. Like, I know what I want within, and even then, like over the last, like, I would say couple of weeks, I've really like broken the glass ceiling to allow myself to dream bigger, because we're limitless, right? And so, and so I've lost my flow. Lost my flow.
I did this flourish with my arms and it distracted her. I was like, yes, we are infinite.
That's it. Like, so I'm letting go. I'm leaning into faith and surrender, letting go of the how. Like, even so, I've got really huge goals within a bloom. Like, we're gonna, like I even said then, we're gonna hit 1 million members. How I love that. That was effortless. It's so unconscious already. It drilled into me. And the goal is 1 million members. I am not going to give you a business plan on how I'm going to get there, because I have full faith and trust, belief in myself, and belief in whatever has helped me create it, that I will get there. I just need to follow the steps as they unfold. And I am so excited that I will be able to share this message with people around the world, that you do not need a plan. If you can lean into faith and trust, and lead yourself using your intuition. Like, that's my plan. That's my plan.
Absolutely. And now at the end of every reading so far, I think this is going to be a theme. I'm going to tell you what I think your life purpose is. And from what you've just said in the past sort of 5 minutes or so, it's very clear that you're stepping into your life purpose. So let me tell you why. So the North Node and the South Node, we stole from Vedic astrology because it's great. And we use it quite a lot in Western astrology as well. And the North Node signifies your life purpose, which I'm just going to circle with my hand here so you can see it. That's your life purpose. That's why you're here. And that's in the sign of Pisces, in the house of the home. And then you've got your South Node, which isn't shown on this chart, but it's around here in the sign of Virgo. So the South Node is what you're here to leave behind. So generally what we do is we embody that Virgo for at least the first 30 years of our life. And we learn the pitfalls of it. We get the gifts from it. We learn to like master it in this incarnation, because we did actually master it in the last one, but not in this particular life, not in this particular body. So we're figuring out how our South Node works and doesn't work in this lifetime. And that supports the North Node. The North Node is why you're really here. So the South Node is the organizer, can be a bit of a perfectionist, all that stuff that we talked about with your moon. Your North Node is the flow, it's the intuition, it's the manifestation, it's the energy work. That's why you're here. So the Virgo is in bloom, the structure and the website and the members and the coaches. And you're doing that to allow, to like almost build a riverbed for the flow to happen, for the water, for the energy, for the emotions. That's your purpose. So it isn't the in bloom, the package, it's the manifestation power within that, and helping people tap into their emotions, tap into their intuitive abilities. That's why you're here. That's your purpose.
I love that. I love that. And I'm really feeling that as well. Like, literally only over the last, I would say, couple of weeks, like, I felt this shift in how I'm running in a bloom. And like you say, I've got the masculine structure, and now I'm just working on flowing and flooding the people in. Literally, I'm doing so much energetic work and internal work to bring that shift internally. And I know it's just a matter of time before I see that outside of me. The structure's there, it's there. And now it's just using my powers.
Tingles, that's amazing. Yes, exactly. And do you want to know what's really brought it on for you? Right now, you can't see this on the chart, but Saturn is in Pisces and it's retrograde. So Saturn retrograde in Pisces is affecting all of us, but your life purpose is in Pisces as well. So for everybody on the planet right now, Saturn is helping us within ourselves bring structure to the flow. That's for our intuition, it's for our energy. This could be spiritual practices, this could be getting organized, this could be having ritual in our day-to-day lives. Like, it's showing up in many ways, but it's bringing structure to the flow. And the flow for you is your life purpose. So it's kind of like an activation. And Saturn's going to be hanging out in Pisces for a couple more years, going forwards, going backwards. So the more you master your personal Saturn, the more you can flow. That Saturn in Capricorn is the key to all of it, I feel.
And I feel like I know what that is. I feel like it's love. It's not to focus on the material. And so funny, I literally posted this on my Instagram today. So I was looking at my Gene Keys chart, and it said that you are here to build a business from the heart. You're here to show other people how to create from the heart space. And so I believe that my lesson is to not be so consumed by monetary and material, and to stay connected to love and guiding people into that sort of work.
Exactly. That's it.
Mm.
That's exactly it. So it's trusting the flow, letting go of should, letting go of worrying, letting go of control, letting go of micromanaging, letting go of the money. Know the money will come. Your purpose is the flow and taking care of yourself, self-care, not overworking. That is how you get more results, by doing the inner work. It's amazing. Oh my God, we are so in tune that we're having this chat today, and it's all been coming together for you recently.
Yeah, I must have unconsciously known that I needed to prepare for this.
Yeah, maybe. And also, the house that your life purpose, your North Node is in, is the fourth house, which means that you are here to work from home and not go out into an office. It's to work from the gym like you are today. It's that mother energy, it's that nurturing energy, it's working within your home.
Yeah, and do you know what's funny is because I desire to have a really big home, because I just keep going. I just need space, and this is why I've come to the gym, because there's a lot of space here rather than just at the moment where I am, just a room and stuff that I'm in. And so I'm like, I just need space. I just need space. And yes, I love to work from home. Kitchens is my favorite place to work, actually. Probably because I can get a snack during.
But yeah, it's being home, and it's going to be different for you because you're so used to being out there. But yeah, being home, or like a home office, or getting out if it's too claustrophobic, but it is just working, yeah, working from yourself. Oh, it's so fascinating. Thank you for letting me dive into your chart, Sammy. That was so much fun.
Thank you more for giving me a reading. That was amazing. You've literally lit me up. I'm like so excited. Like, this is just huge confirmation. Huge confirmation. Look at the grin. Like, I'm just smiling like a Cheshire cat.
You're so happy. It's so nice when we get those messages from the universe, and the universe says, yes, you're doing exactly the right thing. And exactly the right thing is taking more time for self-care and meditating. And you're like, this is what I'm supposed to do, take care of myself, not overwork. Are you serious?
Literally, and it's like I've literally been working through the guilt and the shame, and that's why I'm starting to feel better about taking my foot off the gas, because I know it's okay. Like, actually, me forcing just repels and pushes things away. So again, huge confirmation, and I'm just going to go to the spa tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Keep taking care of yourself. And yeah, continue doing this amazing work with In Bloom. We're going to put the link in the description box so people can have a look. It's incredible. It's literally a one-stop shop. You want to change your world and expand your horizons. It starts with what is going on inside of yourself. And if you're not sure what direction you're heading in, head to In Bloom, and you can try before you buy and figure out what medicine works for you. And then do the work and get yourself to a point where you are magnetizing everything that you desire, because that's what we should all be doing.
Especially as women, absolutely. And you explained that so beautifully. I need to write that down.
We'll have to write it down. Thank you so much, Sammy. It's been so nice to have you on with me.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, darling. And I'll see you soon. Thank you, everybody. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode. We'll be diving into the next astrological season and planning the new moon and the full moon rituals and seeing what's coming up for us. So much love. I'll see you there.
This has been the Destiny Keys Life Purpose Astrology with Ahimsa Grace.